I think, yeah, I don't know how important it is. This isn't always filled out at all. I usually go off of that. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, you might, might be, sometimes it's on there. It depends on. Oh, yeah. Oh, great.
Good evening, everybody. Apologies for the late start this evening. Technical difficulties with our new camera setup at the community center. We'll get it resolved prior to our next meeting. But town board is present. You will be able to hear board members. You will not be able to see them this evening. We will start with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll do the roll call. Councilman Coleman. Here. Councilwoman Anawan.
Here.
Councilman Paddock is absent. Councilwoman Spisak.
Here.
And Town Clerk Gunberg is absent. She will likely be zooming in. The town board is currently auditing the bills, and we will be doing resolutions in approximately half hour to 45 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, there were two vouchers that were in the abstract 2 that should have been in the abstract 14. So that's what the last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I added them in. I pulled them out of the other one and added it.
Yeah, I was wondering.
'Cause they were for 2021.
Yes, that's what I.
Yeah.
Got it. I don't have everyone's handwriting memorized. Yeah.
Well, like on this one from for Anthony, does it need to be totaled at the bottom? There's one line here too. It's just missing that last sentence for the total. I just noticed that one didn't have it.
It doesn't matter
doesn't-
there
it
as
doesn't-
long as it's
It's at the
showing
bottom,
there. And
box at the
up
top.
top. Yep. Yeah.
That's what I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
And in that, so you know, in that envelope that's attached to it, it is sealed, but that is all the tickets from every pickup. And
Right.
you'll see, we bought a lot of sand,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
perfect. That was my next question.
Is there a flat rate for diesel and heating oil?
Yes. We haven't negotiated, oh, wait. Diesel? No, well, when you say a flat rate, what do you mean? by
Well,
flat rate?
they're both 289.
Oh, I think it's coincidence.
Down to 4 decimals.
We piggyback off the county's contract on our fuel.
Okay.
So we're not a part of the county contract, but the company matches the county contract pricing to us.
Okay.
And it's all based on the market rate at the Selkirk station. Certainly, it's very confusing for what the rate is. Or at least that's propane. I'm not sure if fuel is actually Selkirk. Selkirk is the propane one based on the market rate at the Selkirk station, which is our regional area.
Oh, wait. I don't like that.
That's why the different color pens. It jumps out if there's one color missing on
And the price changes daily.
Probably. Definitely weekly. Is it from one day of the week to another day of the week?
127 and 128.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they change.
it does change whether it's daily or weekly, I'm not certain.
Hey.
Hey there. Well, going okay, but we can't get the remote for the camera isn't working, even though it was working great last week, so
really?
we had to improvise. We're broadcasting out.
Okay. Fix it, Jeff.
Feel free, Adam's not joining us, feel free if you want to have a seat there. Do you know, Michael was just asking me, so our rate that we pay fuel, is that changed by the week or by the day? I know it's based
The
on.
county, the fuel,
Yeah.
yeah, it changes by the week.
By the week.
Yeah.
So what day was the 27th? I guess.
It may not change on a Monday, it may be the week, maybe like a Tuesday, or Monday kind of thing. Or
I think that was
Wednesday.
the 27th to 20th.
This year, it seems
Yeah,
like
because it's the same
But it may not be a calendar week like that. It might be.
Right.
Yeah, Michael just noticed that 2 different deliveries had 2 different
Oh,
prices,
yeah.
and they were 1 day apart.
Yeah, that's the way it is anymore with that. Sure. That stuff fluctuates a lot.
But I know we piggyback off the county tax.
We do.
The board members, a whole new set of questions. that nobody's ever asked.
Well,
It's
that's
okay,
all
they're
right.
all good questions.
It's all good.
They're all good questions.
Gotta ask
Okay,
questions.
though.
I'm sensitive to fuel oil prices. Oh, so am I. Constantly fighting with fluctuation. I'm gonna pay for it dearly this summer when I try to blacktop and stuff. That's supposed to
I
be about
saw
30%.
I saw the bump from Peckham on the coal patch.
Yeah,
The surcharge.
Yep.
It was only like 1.5%
and he says it's
surcharge.
gonna keep going up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately. Gonna be scary this summer.
So is this credit from Napa Northeast Parts, that's just on our account with them then?
Yes, so what happened was there's Napa in Johannesburg and there's Napa in Kingston. One is a division of Napa and one is an independent branch.
Franchise,
And
yeah.
for a period of time, last year, we accidentally paid the wrong Napa. So we built up a credit with one company. We got caught up with the one, but we're still working on this credit.
I'm just wondering how that works, you were waiting for a check in the mail or
No, we're working on down the credit.
Yeah,
We're down to like $48.
Yeah, we used that up today.
Yeah, I think we just signed it, right?
Or
no?
No, you're
No,
looking
you
at
have
the
the
credit
Kingston
card.
one.
Yeah. I
okay.
used up the credit today, so on the next one, the credit will be good.
The credit card had a credit because we returned an item,
Oh, right, I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah,
but we had already paid the bill.
Yes, I remember that.
Before we returned it. And so that one we're working down the credit. We finally caught up.
yes, we finally used that one. Yeah. Sometimes it's not easy to use up these credits.
I bet, especially if it's not the one that's closest, you gotta.
The problem with this Napa down here now is they're not like they used
They
to.
don't,
They're terrible.
they've now gone part of the corporate office and they don't stock things like the place in Kingston does. And they were affiliated with each other to some degree, but they're not anymore. So that was why the mistake occurred is
Yes.
we were paying the corporate
And not the
and not
independent.
the independent one in Kingston, thinking we were paying the
For
right
the
person.
whole amount, yeah.
The independent one never sent the send bills. We had to call them
Right.
up, say, hey, do you want to get paid?
You want
Yeah.
money?
Yeah.
Well, that compounded it because they never sent us an invoice.
Yeah.
What is this admin fee on this $9 phone bill? Like a $9 admin. fee,
Yeah,
$2 charge.
Magna, it's possible. Magna 5 has changed their billing cycle, so the bill for this month is not for a full month, it's for a partial month. But that $9 thing, is basically, there were some long distance charges that were not applied to our last month's account.
What's the admin fee then?
I don't know exactly.
They charge us 2 cents in taxes.
They're allowed, phone where they're
Yeah.
allowed to charge us some taxes. It's not sales tax. We don't pay sales tax, but we do pay
Oh, for the
the FCC tax is the communication tax.
Yes, yeah. 'cause that's
Those
on our
were not,
horizon.
those were not exempt from, we're exempt from sales tax only. So,
I was so excited last here, my girlfriend, I would see that and I go, I found it. And
Yeah.
then everyone going,
It's kind of it's the running board member games. Find the vendor that included tax that shouldn't have.
Well, I don't like an $8.95 admin fee on $2 worth of long that call then. That's the kind of stuff I like to fight.
Yeah.
I'm
Personally.
missing an invoice in here.
Missing them?
Yeah, I'm missing for, safety client systems. It's on here, it's not on your tally sheet and it's not.
I don't think she got the signature from them. I think she Tabitha put it on there.
It's on your cover page, but it's not on the tally.
Oh, yeah.
sheet. And then also the credits also not on the tape. The $40 and some odd cents.
No, 40 won't be on
The
the
credit's
tape
not gonna go, that's
because
just what we're paying
that's
out.
not this month. That's just a note there, but the 287, the safety is not on there.
No, I think she anticipated she was gonna get a signature from them, and as of today,
You know
Yeah,
what,
no.
though? If you look at my tape, I didn't include.
Yeah, it's not on the
because
tape, yeah,
I
just
take
what,
it
that's
from
what I
the
was saying,
vouchers.
yeah.
Yep, so my number is correct. I'm just.
Your number's
gonna
correct, you
cross
just
out
had that, okay.
287. Cross that one out.
Yeah, I just looked back through the stack too, and
Yep.
it wasn't in there,
Yep.
so.
So the numbers
The numbers are
are
right,
correct.
but
Thank
it
you
just
for the
had a-
catch.
yeah.
Oh, when I run my tapes, I run it from the vouchers themselves, not that cover sheet, but,
Yeah, that's why I was going back and forth with the
Yep.
cover sheet. So I'm gonna let it. It has the.
it has, the general has the report. Highway has a cover sheet because they're not entered in, because they're presented to me from the highway department. The general fund, because
That one.
Tim
Yeah.
is the bookkeeper and Tim is the one who prepares the audit. He enters all those in the system. So that's why you get that report for the general fund, and for the highway, you just get the cover sheet. And then what Tim will do is, once we approve them, Tim enters all the highway ones. With QuickBooks, it's much easier. In the old days with the enhanced, when you went to pay vouchers, you had to pay all or none. So you could pay all vouchers at one time.
Mhm.
So you had to enter all the general, run the report, print the checks, then you had to enter all the highway. With QuickBooks, the general fund is like one company and the highway fund is like a second company.
Okay.
So you can, it's so much simpler. We're loving the transition to QuickBooks. It's still a learning curve of, like the invoices or the vouchers in general fund is Tim's recreation of the enhanced vouchers. So everybody sees what they're used to seeing, but it's a new form. Although he did include 4 spots for signatures, where the old one only had 3. So that one board member was always left signing outside the lines. Having to unlearn a lot of the workarounds that we had to do for enhanced has been difficult.
This is the one.
Which one?
Oh, the plow, getting the plow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that was it. When I,
Two tow trucks and a winch, because that was fully loaded, right?
yeah, one they bring to stabilize it, and one they bring to pull it out. So otherwise, it would have tipped over if they hadn't stabilized it. It's quite a thing to watch
yeah,
Alex
imagine.
Chilcott do it. It's
I've
very.
seen it once.
Did you?
Years ago,
Okay.
a bad snowstorm, I don't know why I was driving. I got stuck behind a town plow truck that ended up in a ditch off of Queens Highway.
Off the Queens Highway.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yep.
was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago.
Yep. Okay.
And I had to wait. It was a bad
Oh,
snowstorm.
I know where you're talking.
It wasn't
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one on Queens Highway that was on its side.
Yeah,
That one,
Uh-huh.
that was 2018. That was my first year in office.
Oh,
Mhm.
I thought that was something.
Yeah, it wasn't really that long, but yeah, walked right over.
That
I
was,
know.
that was when Tony Spano called me and said, Mike, have you ever seen a flat truck outside? And I said, no. He said, come on down to Queens Highway and you will. I was like, okay.
Driver was okay though?
Yeah.
Because the truck
It was
Yeah.
fine.
I've seen enough.
By the
of 'em.
time I was there, they were already, like, everyone was already there getting it out.
Yeah.
Somebody was coming the other way and crowding the center of the road. He moved over a little bit, just enough that the wheel dropped down into
Well,
the,
and that's a
into
steep
the culvert.
little
Yes, it
culvert
was.
there.
Yeah.
It just went over the
Oh.
slow motion.
Yep.
He was fine. He popped out of the driver's
Is there a reason this one's out of order, this phone?
car. Not necessarily. If you want to move it to where it should be, yeah. Not sure why.
Although it's in the right order on,
No,
Well,
it's not in the right order
on the report?
they're supposed to be just alphabetical, right?
Yeah, they should be alphabetical.
Leave it,
Leave it where it is, if it's in the, yeah.
we come to that.
As long as it corresponds, if it's not in order, it only matters for the checks and balance system for you guys to make sure that you've done every one of them. So,
And this addition here corresponds to removing it from the highway.
yes, that's the insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had one, we had a person recently that transitioned to the retired insurance who was a general fund employee, and this was the first month. And for some reason, the insurance company put her on the highway bill. So when you see the highway bills, you'll see we removed it from the highway bill, added it to this bill. What'll happen is they'll probably catch it next month, and we've corrected it with them, so next month we'll get a correction. But this way, the right one is paying the right bill.
Got it.
So what'll happen is there'll be an overpayment in general fund and an underpayment in highway, but next month they will do the monthly correction.
I do whether snow warning, is that like us getting alerts?
Yeah,
Not
me,
that, not that like it puts out blasts.
We
Yeah.
have a yearly contract with them.
yeah, they send me emails and text messages, and call me, and
So what do you know that we don't know?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a secret.
What's the story about tomorrow?
6 to 12.
right now it's 6+, they're saying. If it doesn't change over to sleet, then we'll probably be on the 6 mark. If it doesn't change over to sleet, we could be close to the 10 mark.
Right.
Yeah, and then we're right on the line for the
Yeah.
sleet. Lately, we've been getting every storm that's come our way, and we've been getting it the worst. So I'm anticipating we'll probably win the
Right.
award again for getting whatever is out there that we're gonna get.
Right.
Ulster County seems to be in the blast zone here lately.
Well, New England, they're saying 12 or 18 inches, so
Yeah.
is it it's kind of a coastal storm?
Nope, it's
No,
coming
it's
right up through the middle.
Well, I'm supposed to drive to Vermont tomorrow, and I don't
Okay.
think that's happening,
No,
because that's the whole storm.
I would not, yes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it doesn't turn to rain as much.
It's not
I have a-
supposed
I have a
supposed to.
sub-
Yeah,
put in my basement.
No.
It's not there yet.
it won't change over.
The basement's
It's
flooded.
gonna be cold, though.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
have time.
Yeah, we had 3 inches of water in our crawl space that's supposed to be dry. Our foundation drain is messed up.
I get like a minimum of 8 inches anytime it like rains more than like 4 hours.
You must have had something to rain the other night then, huh? Is that
Actually,
really
that
good?
was the first time it rained and you didn't.
Really?
Like,
'Cause
it's-
it really
just the
rained.
corner got a little wet and I was
Yeah.
kind of shocked, but no, last Friday, when the power was out on Kaiserite, we couldn't put our sub pump on because the power was out on the whole strip and then the basement
Oh.
was flooded, so I was like, well, just wait.
Charlotte, if you want, sometimes what we do, is take part of the file that people's already done with it. Keeps the process moving.
No, I don't know how I feel about that.
Is that okay? Do you want me to come sit next to you?
It speeds the process up.
Well, as long as you didn't mess up my door, it's fine.
That's the problem. If I messed up, I didn't get a chance to do it, and I don't want to get into grief.
You won't.
I don't believe that.
I'll give you.
I remember last time I missed something.
Oh.
Oh, that was
Mr. Big,
No.
that was said in fun. We missed the voucher, that's all.
I'm sorry, Mike, I'm the one who found it.
All right, yeah.
Just, if you find another one now, just kick me under the table.
There you go.
I'll come over and pretend like nothing happened.
We've all done it. They've caught them ones I didn't sign.
What is this?
That's just the end of the sheet.
Which is the, yeah, that's
The
the end.
signature.
Oh, got
End of
it.
the sheet, signature one.
I already signed it, it's good, everything's good.
And in the general fund, there is one prepaid one. You guys saw that, right?
I've not found it yet.
Yeah.
I've only done high.
I thought it was on top, but maybe I'm wrong.
Which one was it?
The prepaid,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that's the one that you guys all approved. So you just need to sign, oh, there should have been a cover sheet.
That's what I think is.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that what
that's
this
what
is
that
for?
is. That
Okay.
should have been paperclip to the top of that.
Oh, it's like.
I didn't remove this, the record.
It's okay.
And it's here.
Is that in the record?
It's in the record. That's the reimbursement for the building permit that the person did not move forward with.
Oh,
they
right, yeah.
approved. So that's the voucher that goes along with it, because it was paid in this month. So
Gotcha, thank you. I was looking on this
Yeah.
one for it, so.
you guys did a resolution already approving it, but this is the actual voucher showing that it was paid, and you're signing off saying that you saw that it was paid. Normally in prepaid, you'll see utilities, things like that, but since Central Hudson isn't sending bills.
So roughly compared to the one I got.
And everyone else? Yeah, I haven't gotten one since October.
Oh.
I haven't gotten one since August.
We opened the commercial account. And for a year and a half, we paid the estimated bill and didn't use any electricity at all. So we're like the only people in town, I think, that we finally worked that credit down.
Right.
Once they came in, they read our meter finally. But I'm not looking forward to next year because they're not gonna average it out correctly.
Yeah, it was crazy for our house. It doesn't.
Well, Senator Hinchey has a bill. I
There's
don't
been a
know if
lot
it's
of
the same
people
for
screaming.
commercial that they can't do estimated more than 2 months. So every other month,
Yeah,
they have to come in.
because right now the onus is on us to send them a text with a picture.
Of your.
Yeah.
But then I saw somebody got charged. Somebody was saying they got.
I saw
charged
that,
$20
but
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
that seemed very unique and it seemed like it actually, I saw that post on Nextdoor as well.
Oh, I should call them and raise the money.
Supposedly we do, but they came and read my meter the other day. I actually saw that. I startled him. Came around the corner as he was reading my meter.
I've never seen
Yeah, I haven't seen them at all, but.
Mine, it just says you're driving up through, they just hit it with their gun there
Yeah.
and don't even have to walk up to the house.
My meter is right outside my kitchen window and I happen to be watching breakfast dishes with the guy was reading the meter.
It was right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I startled him. I tapped on the window and he got jumped through the ceiling. Well, there was no ceiling above it, but.
When I worked today, like, people would call the cops on the meter guy. I had like a blazing shirt, bright orange shirt working out. Oh, look at this, some strange guy walking in my yard.
Yeah,
Hey, read the meter.
he was like, I'm just here to read the meter. I was like, no problem. I know exactly what you're doing. No problem.
It's me this time, Michael. The second one I thought.
What?
The first one I put the date, I just forgot my initials.
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5, I got 1.5. It's not my fault. I changed my last name and I keep going to write the wrong initial. And so, I'm not trained on that.
Well, I still don't know what year it is. I've had to cross that out like 3 times.
I haven't had any problems.
Oh, the other
I was
day,
really
signed
disappointed though that
2020.
I didn't get to sign anything on the 22nd. I wanted to sign two.
Oh, I did. A lot of them, I think I.
You did. I got them
Yeah,
the day after. I
yeah.
got them on the 23rd.
That's
and I'm like,
nice.
"Yeah, there it goes."
They said on the news, they had a lot of weddings on that day.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of weddings on my birthday in 2020. Well, we're supposed to be about 10/10, so the 10/10, 2020. So I had
okay.
like 3 friends getting married that night.
and it was a Tuesday.
And the Tuesday,
That was a
yes.
full scam.
Yeah.
Choose all around.
It was Taco Tuesday at my office.
On 222. All right, so you think that was just one. You crossed that out.
Yes. Not too bad, the total number. It wasn't bad at all.
What was it? I didn't look at it after. Okay, after Tabitha did, I didn't look. 50?
7.
Oh, no, that's not bad.
I did
No.
move 2 vouchers that she had in abstract 2 that should have been abstract
14?
that I didn't. Other than that,
Oh, good, that's not bad.
I see this reimbursement just on the planning board for your Zoom account.
yes.
Was the Zoom account for them?
Yes, so, well, no, so what happened is they are conducting conferences with the attorney and and sometimes involving applicants, meetings that they would have normally had in person. They're doing them by Zoom.
Oh,
They're allowed to, but the problem is a lot of times it's during the day and the town Zoom account is being used by me because I have
Gotcha, so we needed a separate one.
not a day goes by that I don't have at least 1, if not 2 Zoom meetings that I have to be on, and so you can't use the account simultaneous.
You might not be a host.
Oh, I'm not the host.
Well,
So when we get reimbursed for taxes, how do we track that?
We credit it back against where the line we paid it from.
So next month we'll see that credited back to the credit card.
You know, once- Is this a credit card?
Yeah.
Yes. So they will reimburse it back to the credit card. And then we will, it's included in the charge there, right?
Yeah, you paid it.
Yep. So she's called them and they have acknowledged that they're gonna, what they'll do is they'll credit it back to the credit card.
Okay.
So next month, there'll be a reduction for that amount to the budget line that we paid it from for now. 'Cause if it was a vendor, we wouldn't pay it, but with the credit card, if we don't pay the full amount, you
Yeah.
get a $35 late fee
Right.
automatically. So for a small amount, in this case, it was a fairly large amount of tax, but normally we go ahead and pay it and work with the vendor to get the credit. Hi, Kate, sorry about that. We had some camera problems, so we're kind of, we're using my camera, but the microphone from the room because the new camera, the remote is not functioning properly. So, sorry I kept you waiting. I didn't realize you were sitting there.
That's right. I was watching on YouTube, so I could say what was going on.
Okay. The good news is the big TV monitor is working. The camera's working, it just, we can't get it to point in the right direction because the remote's not working. But I'm not sure why, because it did work when we tested it last week.
Listen, what is this other Zoom account that we're paying monthly for?
That's this account,
This one. That's used for all boards.
used for all boards.
I'm just doing yearly and annual.
We probably could now. We started out in a month when we started it because we didn't know how long we were gonna use it.
It was 150 per year, right? So
Yeah, it's 150 a year, and right now we're paying 15 a month, so we save $30. Yeah. When we started this in 2020, we didn't know how long we were gonna be doing it.
it was $30 we can pay on fuel. Yeah. My file disappeared again.
Who did that? I don't know.
Kate, all are in attendance, plus Jeff, Adam is absent. He told me he would zoom in if he was able to.
Oh.
And we convened the meeting, it was about 6:25 probably by the time we actually got started. We were trying to deal with the camera.
You know if those guys came to work on the generator?
They did.
'Cause it made that
No, I
noise
know.
again today.
We had to get a quote and get me a quote and get authorization for the repair because it's no longer under warranty.
Ah,
And yeah, he was supposed to email me that quote today, but it didn't get to me yet. So I have a feeling they're probably pricing.
because they left the key on, so it was out there whistling like crazy.
Oh, they
this
left the
morning.
key on?
Yeah, because I had to come, Harry heard it, so I had to come back over.
Harry
and
stopped
turn it
over and
back on.
told me, but he didn't know
Yeah.
the key
Yeah, that's why she makes noise.
was on. It's still making a noise right now.
Is it?
Yeah, but not
Okay,
bad.
all right,
The guy said it was fine.
okay, that's,
There's something, it's more than just that hose, it's something else that has to be,
oh, this had low fuel pressure too.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
something else that has to be repaired. or
Okay.
replaced on it.
All right.
But the warranty expired a couple months.
Ah, of course it did. Yes.
These are great.
Oh, you're
Summary of events.
you're reading Jill's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
yes.
will.
It was very humorous. Jill is creative in her descriptions of her mileage.
Who's the red squiggle?
That is Michael.
But this one.
Oh, that's Tim's acknowledgement.
Okay.
It's a Q,
Oh,
which means it's been entered into QuickBooks.
oh, got it. I saw these appear like last
You will
month,
see it,
and
yeah,
I was like, who is this?
that is Tim's universal symbol to be that
He put it in quick.
it's a Q right next to the total to say it's been
Got it.
entered into QuickBooks.
Yeah, I was like, who's? Oh, W.
No, it's a Q.
Does Tim know that I'm red? Does he?
He does, it's in a different spot. It's not next to your, yeah. Make a different color. if
You just
like.
want to get out of.
You don't like.
I
the
like
red.
that, no.
Yeah, we could
That's what I
change it to the light blue
That would great paper.
or the black. I don't think the lavender is much different than the purple, so it didn't work.
Pink.
Fine with that.
Yeah, Tim.
Are these all done too?
Yep, Tim.
I like this one. My mother.
You have the biggest folder.
The guy came first. thing this
I'm-
morning.
Did he
I
come?
used
Oh,
to
good.
do this well one, so I'm.
Tim
thrilled.
said he called
Not me.
over to the office at like 10 after.
You get,
Okay.
He was
you
here.
get used to what.
He said, you need to
Yeah, the
go
food
over
folder
there.
is
He had
start
to
off well with that.
Get the company to work on the quote and get my approval. on the quote
Yeah.
before they do it.
It's 'cause they can
Then the
fix it.
stuff
And I was
that-
over here before that, so. Yeah.
There's a few that I won't find in my. Like, look at it. But others, if it has it printed.
Yeah, anything that's a lengthy column, I usually run a tape and verify it. Like, I don't know if you've done highway yet, the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same.
Wow.
That
I
was a
just
lot.
double checked the extra days on that.
I
one
did
because
too.
I was like, I'm not gonna type all this. in.
Well, also, if I did it, it'd be wrong, because I always make a mistake.
I did
Oh,
it,
that's fine.
I did it twice to verify. When I came up with the same number twice, I decided it was correct.
Yeah.
Figured the chance of making the same mistake twice was not high with that many numbers. Questions? What? Huh? What door was that?
It's from Costco.
No.
For $1.50.
What's that?
You pay tax on the small things. just-
Yeah.
Yeah, $1.50.
Yeah.
It's the whole total position on that.
No, it is. only certain
No,
items on
yeah,
the
we didn't
voucher.
pay it, so we only paid,
Oh, gotcha.
She
So it was,
highlighted
I,
ones?
oh, okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was like that the other.
no, we just
items were
paid
in
the
another
highlighted
fund.
ones.
Yeah.
What,
Understood.
it's
Then we did it.
reimbursement, yeah, it's reimbursement to Jill for things that she bought.
Gotcha. I was thinking that we had to, that the rest were gonna be in a different fund. That's
No,
why.
no, just the highlighted
Thought I
ones.
got one. Yeah. Thought I won.
Good try, though, good catch.
Well, I'll find it. Hopefully I don't find one.
Yeah, little small items like that too, we'll just sometimes pick them up
Set it out.
and then just reimburse her for the, you'll often see reimbursements for, bones that she'll pick up at the manuals
Oh, sure.
So-
from the butcher.
Michael, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we have the admin fee every month, but usually the charges so much around the 5 point.
Okay.
I don't think it's 895 admin fee on the charges, just
That's the standard.
that's the standard fee.
I could go back and look.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But everything, all the other calls, we don't pay for, so I think
Yeah.
that's,
This was we actually, if you look at the next voucher, you'll see it's less than usual,
yeah.
but there's an email attached to it explaining why, because Tim called them, to find out why. I think it's the last page of that voucher. There's a copy of the email explaining why it was different this one.
Was this one easy pass toll for 175?
Yes, so what happened was the Easy Pass didn't read,
Uh-huh.
so we had to pay the toll by mail. You guys must have gone to Ben Funk. Yes, there was, went with 2 vehicles. I figured it out. I
Mhm.
matched it up against the Easy Pass.
Yep.
There was like 1 vehicle and then there were 2 vehicles, but one showed up on toll by mail, and it is our vehicle.
Yeah, that's our.
We had a picture one day from a bridge in Maryland that we called and informed them it was not us. And the woman from Easy Pass who looked at it, she said, "No, that's an Amazon truck. I can tell from the nose of the truck." Somehow it got charged to our account. We got that one corrected.
Yeah, I got one in White Plains, one with the same color vehicle as me, but nothing else. the same.
We had one that they actually sent to collection. The license plate was 1 number off, and the picture of the license plate didn't match what was entered into the system. And I called them and told them, and the woman agreed with me, but next thing I know, I was getting a notice from a collection agency that it sent to collection. Finally got it straightened out. I called the collection woman and said, "Please look at the picture and now look at the entry," and she agreed and removed it. We pay monthly Easy Pass for the tags, though. A minimal charge. It's $10.50 total every month.
And that's all our vehicles on there or just select one?
All the highway trucks have the Easy Pass. You have it, you don't have it on the big trucks, right?
Mhm.
You have
Oh,
on the
yeah.
big ones too?
Yeah.
Not bad, no. Not bad deal.
No.
Because we have so many, we pay the commercial
Yeah.
fleet rate, which is different than to pay one charge and never pay again. So we have to pay monthly.
I just got new guys for the first time in a month.
You're like that.
Yeah, well, now that everything's cashless, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll
it
break
is.
down.
Yeah.
I'll get.
I know.
Easy Pass. Yeah, I did. I have a couple of items. After our 2
I know,
conversations,
that's what I
tried to
just
get
did,
20
but I saw that you
seconds.
No. Pay a little bit more. Oh, well, too long, I think they're gonna be up early tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've been here since I
they
was
still
little.
connect DVDs to it.
Yeah.
Transfer station has.
Yeah,
We don't need it anymore. now.
I got the report on that debate of the electronic, which kind of shocked me.
Oh, yeah, I need to get the.
Yes,
numbers from you
yes.
tomorrow.
15 tons.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That trailer's been full a couple times.
Yeah, yeah,
Big, a lot of big appliances.
Right.
I forgot to ask you, do you know how much motor oil and antifreeze we did at the highway garage last year? Can you get me that number?
Yeah, I can get you that. Yeah.
I forgot that the county wants a total report of not all recycling, and they include anything that we do in-house as well.
355 gallon drums of oil.
Is it still mixed, because last year the antifreeze and oil?
Yeah.
444.
They're not
Full throw 91 on that. 444.
There's a fuel surcharge?
No, there's probably a contamination.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
444 means there was a contamination charge, and they estimate the percentage of contamination. Is it in paper?
Yeah.
Yep. That means there was some cardboard mixed in with the paper.
Well, also there was tissue paper, the bits of holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
holidays, a lot of people
That was
put
the
tissue
holiday.
paper in, tissue paper is not recyclable,
Yeah, that's a no.
or foil. But, so what they do, Michael, we don't pay by the ton for recycling, we just pay the full charges. But if there's contamination, they charge us for that percentage of that amount.
Okay.
So. Once or twice, usually like once a month, there's a little minor contamination charge.
It's usually in the paper one.
I figured it was in paper. Usually is. Occasionally it's in the commingle if somebody threw a plastic bag in there and we missed it or something like that. And we did get one charge one time for a tire that somebody put it in a bag,
Yep.
Yeah.
put it in the C, in the MSW, and so they charged us. I'm amazed the number of mattresses we get.
Oh,
It's so much.
sounds
It's
real.
about almost 15 or 20 mattresses every single month.
No, I have a feeling to get rid of, but I don't want to throw them in the trash. So somebody will want them.
It's hard.
These are,
There is like a recycling program for mattresses, but it's like in the city.
these are just foam. They're like the hard, my wife and I are both monsters and like that board hard mattresses. They're pretty much. You can take the outer case off and wash it, so. But I don't know. Somebody use it or something, dog bed or something. I don't throw them out, I hate to see them go.
I don't know, does the RRA separate them?
I don't
They
know,
bill separate.
right? I don't think they're recycling.
Mark,
Yeah,
we'll find out.
yeah, we're gonna find out soon.
I'll announce this officially next week, but apparently I'm announcing it now. Aaron and I are both on the recycling. The county recycling oversight. So we will know more about county recycling.
I will drop my mattresses off at your house.
I don't have the answers yet. I got enough stuff in my house.
You guys were talking about the generator here. That's completely clean, there's a generator there that's never been hooked up.
Yes, but it's, so the generator that used to be here,
Uh-huh.
when we removed it to this one, we took it over there with the intention of eventually hooking it up, but it's an army surplus generator that town got for next to nothing in the first place. I also question the need for a generator. You know, if power is out, cord is not gonna be out. So I really, the expense connecting, we took it over there for lack
Because an electrician has to hook that one up.
and it's more than just electrician. We got to build a pad, there's a lot more involved.
I didn't look at it.
Yeah, well, we took it over there knowing that we might use it over there,
Mhm.
but not really deciding. And they sort of decided for us that they need a generator, but I really question why they need a generator.
Hold the pipes in the courthouse.
What's that?
Hold the plumbing in the courthouse.
In the courthouse itself?
Yeah.
In the courthouse itself, quite old.
That would be my only concern with like what would happen with the ice storm, 5 8 valve, like I know somebody in pipe first with older plumbing like that.
Hmm,
Do you think that they could-
Well, the heat there, I don't think it's electric. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. We can get a quote.
For, yeah. Yeah, they mentioned it to me and I said I would ask, but then I forgot last week.
It's one of those inside in mind.
Right, yeah, because it's just sitting there
We
outside,
moved it.
right next to
We
Yeah.
moved it over there. When we blacktop, we got a little closer.
To where we were directed to put it.
So they see it.
Yeah, that's what they said. They were like, look, it's on the, they showed me on the cameras and I was like, oh, yeah, it is right there.
Bees have moved in it. When we
Oh,
went
yeah.
to move it, it was interesting, yeah.
And we moved it over there because that was, if we do use it, that's where we would go.
Right,
But we hadn't really decided
Right.
if we were going to use it. And right now, the bathroom project over there is.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta be ADA.
Yeah.
A bedroom's about
Okay.
Any of them.
That's great.
That's gonna be, we got $30,000 grant.
Yeah.
There's considerably more expense than $30,000.
Right. oh, $4.20. Oh, you're asking about plumbing.
So I can just go underneath these.
Yes.
Yep. Some companies use their own voucher form, so it's not everything is consistent.
That's maybe fine. This is not bad.
Right. I don't remember what, oh, I know why. Because we looked and it was paid last month.
Yeah.
I had to double check. Yeah, it was a voucher in the 14 that we had already paid last month.
Oh, okay.
So I just labeled it do not pay. It was the autos on.
One of them.
It was an invoice, not a, there was no ticket for it, so I said, can you check the invoice number? And he said, no, you pay that.
They did, good, okay.
So I just wrote in there, included it. It's 2 months worth.
Yeah,
Because last month came like right after the audit. So we hadn't paid it, and then Tim now has access to go online.
Oh, I see, so he printed the whole thing.
So we printed it,
That's on the back. I was like, I never remembered it being.
but it's 2 months. And we bought a phone,
yeah, I saw
a
that.
new phone for the justice. You wouldn't have tried, Charlotte. That's just because
Because I started.
you started first.
I was like, oh, it's hard to top a lot.
Are any of those completed already? To add the two amounts together.
Okay.
Just one. signature. Okay.
Is all mine?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all I'm gonna stay here until I'm done.
Sure.
Oh, this is almost done.
What's that?
The total,
Yeah,
it's almost there.
Michael, are you, if we start talking with Jeff about New York Rising, for New York, are you okay with that, or you want to wait? And I'm
Yeah,
okay
no.
waiting in this.
No, go ahead. He's gotta get home. Get ready.
I do appreciate that. So. Okay, Kate, I'm gonna, we'll skip the resolution approving the bills. Michael is still reviewing 2 more sets, and then we'll.
Diligently.
Doing a very good job.
New
Yes.
board members and new experience, and first time doing it in person, so whole new story. But we'll go ahead and talk to Jeff about Bridge New York. Jeff wasn't able to make the last meeting because he was out. So where we stand now is we adopted the resolution for project manager to clarify. The project manager is the paperwork person. It's the one that signs off. Jeff will be involved in the selection committee, which we established with Michael, Jeff, and myself. Jeff will be involved in the design stages with whoever the consultant that we hire is. I don't know anything about building bridges. He does. I know how to sign paperwork and pass paperwork, so we've talked. He's fine with it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, so. By making me the project manager, it wasn't a slight, it wasn't meant to be a slight at all. It's just, it's the person who puts their name on things. And they wanted to be an employee of the town. If you hire an outside person, you have to have a very diligent reason why you were hiring somebody outside. So, the next step is to approve the IPP, which is what we did, which is what our consultant put together from the
Right.
application, which was the estimated cost of the project, which is what we got approved based on.
Right.
We approved the funding for the first 3 steps, which is the consultant's fee, the
Preliminary
yeah.
plan and then.
Let me pull it up on share screen here, and then everybody can, you guys will be able to see it up on the
Okay.
3D monitor. So, so we adopted the resolution, and Kate did a signed copy of it, which is this. So we have adopted, oh, I'm sorry, I got to share screen. My apologies.
Make yourself
I gotta
post
make
over there.
myself- yeah.
Also the-
There we go. So we've have approved $395,501 that has been appropriated from the general fund balance, which will be then loaned to the capital project program. Then when the reimbursements come in, it'll be back to the general fund balance. I didn't feel like we needed to go out and bond for this first amount because we have a fund balance of about $1.3 million. So, and interest, if we're not making that much interest on it,
Right.
and we're gonna pay more in interest for borrowing the money.
Yeah.
So it didn't make any sense. So essentially, the town general fund is loaning it to the highway till they get reimbursed. Then they'll pay it back. And then the 5% that the town is obligated to pay will be added into the highway budget, and we'll have to figure out. So 5% of that 395,000, which is only slightly under $20,000.
It gets paid by through the highway budget or the.
Gets paid
capital?
through the capital project, but the highway fund will pay the capital project the 5% project.
I see. Okay.
So-
general fund.
So the general fund right now has
Fund.
all the money in the capital project fund. Correct. When the money comes in, 95% of it will go back to the general fund.
Okay.
Then the highway fund will pay the 5% difference.
So in the event that we go over budget, then we would also be getting funding that through the highway.
It'd be funded through the
Okay.
highway. There's a number of things we can do. We can transfer money. You can always transfer money from general fund to highway.
Right.
You're not allowed to transfer it back the other way.
Okay.
So you never want to put more money into it than you think you're gonna need in the beginning, and because this is a capital project, it goes through the capital project
Right.
fund, not through the highway. But the highway fund is ultimately the responsibility of paying the bill.
Right.
We're just owning it at this moment. And so at year end, we'll have to do a reconciliation. Money. You are allowed to transfer from capital back to general, you just can't transfer from highway back to general. Some highway superintendents were really good when they got that.
Yeah.
We can never take it from him, but he can take it from us.
Yeah.
Smart people.
And that is to pay for the first three parts of the project. So let me stop the share on that and let me open up the next screen, which is the draft IPP. This is what we approved the other day. So the parts in yellow are the parts that we need to talk about. The project limits, that's pretty straightforward. That's the location of the area. The mile points is the bridge to Boyce Mill Road with the mile marker where it is. The project length is 0.0095 Kate, are you hearing us now?
Yes.
Technology.
Let me. Yeah, unmute that one.
Adjust it.
Okay. Kate, you're hearing us now? She's nodding yes. Okay, we're back. We lost internet here. It was fluctuating on and off, and that's why the microphone was going out, so.
Okay.
So let me try to share screen again. Can you see if you can enable screen sharing?
Sure.
Since the host has disabled screen sharing.
I will make you the co-host.
Yes. Okay, here we go. We're in. Apologies to everybody, internet issues here tonight, and we will work to resolve this for future. So we're talking about Bridge New York. So these were the cost estimates that were done originally. The three that we are approving funding for right now are the three that the phase obligation is listed as 2022, the first three, which is the, if you add the total of those three together, the preliminary design, the detailed design, and the road right-of-way incidentals, that equals the 395, whatever that we approved. So the federal share is there, and the local share, as you can see, it's what I said, it's just slightly under $20,000. So ultimately, all we're approving right now, we're approving the expenditure of $395,000, but we're going to get 95% of that back once we spend the money and submit the documentation for that. We are going to put out the letter, as we agreed, to the 15 vendors that are pre-approved by DOT Division District 8, which is our local. Elaine Smith, I do believe. You know who Elaine Smith is?
Oh.
I just did on my computer. Should have left them. Yeah, there they are. Be prepared. Okay, they're muted. So we've approved that. I will be sending out that letter. We approved sending that letter. What I would like to do, we had originally set a report date back of March 18th, being that we're now a week later. I'd like to, Kate, hopefully you can help me. Do you know what resolution number we did when we authorized at the last meeting, when we authorized me to send those 15 letters of inquiry?
Yes. If you give me just 1 minute.
Sorry, I should have prepped you.
It was resolution 121.
Okay, so I'm going to ask for an amendment tonight to resolution 121 And to change the return date to March 25th, 1 week later. That gives, if I get the letters out on Monday, that gives them 4 weeks response time. At which time then the committee, the three of us will meet, review those, determine our next steps from there. If we either select the top 5 and top 3, depending on what we think of and then we'll bring that back to the full board with Jeff's assistance to decide which one of the vendors we hire from there, if that makes sense.
And then
So,
that's within the phase obligation date is March 2022, so we just have to start that process before that date.
yeah, and these are, at this point, these are placeholders.
Okay.
That date was what was put in there in the original
I just want to make
application.
sure it wasn't hard to like the 31st, you guys had to decide. so
No,
you had,
no,
like
no,
6 days to
So,
decide.
and
on
actually,
someone.
we cannot select one until we get an official notice to proceed. So, actually, let me get that, I'll make that motion.
I'll
Let me get a
second.
second.
I'll
Okay, now discussion, sorry.
Sorry.
That's okay. So the notice to proceed is coming. They were actually surprised that we already had done the enabling resolution. I contacted them yesterday. She said the notice to proceed will be coming to us next week. At which point I will sign that and return that to them along with the enabling resolution for the funding. Then we can go ahead and move towards selecting a vendor. And then they can start their design process. You know, bear in mind that the whole goal is, time frame is by December 2023, we have to have a shovel in the ground starting to build. You have 2 years, 24 months from notice to proceed to start. Actually, it says from award of grant. Now, I don't know if that means notice to proceed or if that means the date when the grant was awarded in December 2021. So I'm going on 24 months from that. I'll have to confirm with them if it's 24 months of notice to proceed or 24 months from grant award. Either way, I think we'll be done sooner or ready to build sooner than that. But we will have to go out to then construction bid process. That's a longer, more complicated process. That's a minimum of 3 months to get all that done. So that's why I'm sort of hurrying this process along. Keep it moving. And like I said, Jeff will be involved in every step of the way of the design and all that. And we'll find out. We don't know at this point if we need to do any right-of-way acquisition. There is one side of the bridge. The neighboring property is very close to the roadbed.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
We will find out if, when we get to the design stage, we will find out if we do need to do any right-of-way acquisition or not. In which case, we would need to negotiate with that landowner for a right-of-way or acquisition of the property itself. And we won't know that till the design comes in. Once they design it, and I'll make them aware, and maybe they can work the design around that one side of the property, so. Because it's a road by use.
Yes.
So what a road by use means is we have control over the pavement and the ditches, and that's the extent of it.
Right.
We don't have control over we don't have 50 feet. Like a road that was built more modern, and we would have a 50-foot right of way. A road by use is something that sort of evolved over time, and we have the right of way over the paved area, ditches, and anything beyond that is out of our jurisdiction.
and the process of working with the consultant is collaborative
Yes,
with the highway superintendent. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
that's the preliminary and the detailed design. you will be
Yes.
working
Yeah.
with them on.
Yep. Once we select the consultant, Jeff will be involved with them every step of the way on the design of it. Whichever one of the 15 we select. I'll be receiving the paperwork and signing off on it, but so will Jeff. And Jeff will be working with them, I'm sure, hand in hand with the whole design of it. But we went for the whole replacement of the abutments as well with
Right.
this grant
Yes,
application.
made more
Because
sense.
Yeah.
we could have just replaced the bridge structure, but the abutments were going to need to be replaced sooner rather than later, so we went ahead and applied and got funding for the full replacement. Ultimately, we expect that this will be completed at some point in probably 2020, late 2023 or early 2024. That construction phase obligation of June 2023 is when it would, that's the earliest it would be, where we would, by then, we would have an estimate of cost. Then we would encumber that amount of money for the cost. When we do get to that, we probably will want to go out for a ban, knowing that it will be paid off within 5 years. As the money comes back in, we would pay the ban back off. Because that would be loaning us, that would be encumbering our entire fund balance in order to do that. But the smaller amount at the beginning, I felt like we
Right.
had enough money to
Yeah.
loan it to ourselves and save ourselves.
Do we know how quickly they reimburse?
I believe it's as we, I believe it's on a month-to-month basis. So as invoices come in, the New York Rising works that way as a pay app is submitted and then it's signed off on, and then it's submitted for approval. And then payment comes in. And then we have some, with New York Rising, when the payment comes in, we have so many days to disperse it. I'm assuming that since this is federal money, it will be a similar process. Although it seems like some of the rules, for lack of a better word, of how it's done are more relaxed than the housing, which HUD, which is what's doing New York Rising. That's very rigid as to how it can all be done. You must hire an outside grant manager, which is what we have on those projects. And they manage all the paperwork and send it to us, like the stuff here that Aaron and I signed off on today. This, where they want you to do it in-house. So I think it will be on a monthly basis as the bills are accrued. So other than that resolution, any more questions? Anybody have any thoughts
You
on
wanna,
it?
should we vote on that resolution or?
Yes, we
Okay.
should. Thank
I
you.
would love for you to repeat it because I was.
Yes. So the resolution was to amend, and Kate will fill in the appropriate resolution number. She told me we're amending the one we made on the 16th to make the report due date be March
25th.
20
25th, you said,
Fifth,
instead of the 18th.
instead of March 18th.
original.
The due date for proposals from the 15 vendors. So all in favor of that? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? And Councilman Paddock is absent. Okay, Michael, if you're done with the bills, you get,
And then, well, before you were asking if anyone else.
Oh,
had any
yeah.
questions
Yep.
or any comments.
yeah, any comments, concerns, questions about any of the projects? So
Everyone's comfy on.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
good. And Jeff now understands the process better.
I think I do too.
Yes.
now. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, it was the other night with Jeff not there, I may have shortened some of what I probably should have said, and this way everybody knows what's going on. So, okay, so approval of abstract 14 of 2021, general fund in the amount of $3,580.52. And highway fund in the amount of $5,696.68. There is no street lighting and there is no escrow fund for 14 of 2021. So I'd ask for a motion to approve payment of abstract 14 of 2021 in those amounts.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye. Opposed? Abstained. Okay, abstract 2 of 2022. We have escrow fund amount of $7,832.58. Highway fund in the amount of $57,778.47. And general fund in the amount of $45,156.69. There is no street lighting bill. Central Hudson has not sent us one in several months. So I'd ask for that motion, the payment of abstract 2 of 2022 in those amounts.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Okay, that's all the business. Remember, next Thursday, 6:30, regular board meeting here. Hopefully we will have the technology figured out by then.
We will.
And,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained. Okay, thank you, everybody, for your patience. Thank you, Kate.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Kate.
Good night, everyone.
No,
She could see Mike.
she can see me. She can see, no, she couldn't even see you guys over my shoulder. Well, we'll figure out why. And the internet thing, I'm just gonna have to, George, he said to me, because it was spotty the other night too. We're like, we're probably gonna have to run a hard wire.
And it's so dirty that.
Oh,
Yep, what?
Aaron left the trail.
Aaron left the trail of farmer mud. And she always feels guilty when she does that, so.
I did the same thing.
But my
Winter,
boots are
a
like,
swimmer of
greenhouse, which is like very.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
You be safe out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
will be.
Are we still
Safe
streaming
travels.
from here?
Oh, yes, probably. There.